Hello and welcome to the Academic Professional Training. This is Ahmed Ragab, and today we're going to talk about some new stuff, some new topics about like our daily life and other things about usage, about English, about everything. Okay? Now before we start, let's try to remember some things about English. Actually, we actually try to tell you more than one time that English is about listen a lot. I have to listen a lot to English so I can maybe have a small technical problem, but we're back. Now we will say that speaking English is not just about studying English, because we said that we don't study English. Studying English, that will actually change it into being like, I study English to pass an exam. This is not what we want to do with English. We want to actually make English as somehow a lifestyle. But lifestyle means like this is a language. The same as Arabic, the same as any other language in the world, it's a language. It's a way of communication. We communicate together like through it. Now, so to communicate healthy through English, like using English, like I have to know how to understand English in a correct way. And by this, I mean I have to listen a lot to English. So the key of learning correct English is listening a lot to English. Now, so let's start by something, okay, like we're talking about. Let's start by something that we continue. Now, the first slide, as we see here, is okay. That's second. Let's start with the first slide. Okay, so the first line here, right? There's something missing. Problem, but like, let's ask this question to you. Now, when I ask you this, I say, how is it going? So, hi, how is it going? What's this? What's this question? Okay. What's this? Yeah, how is it going? How is it going means I'm asking about what? How is it going? So, yes, it's a matter of using English in talking. Like, it's not always about hi, how are you? It's not always about how are you, I'm fine, and all of these things. Why? Because it's about talking. We use different types of questions to ask about things. Okay? Meaning, like, it's not always I'm going to tell you how old are you or how are you. No, like I can change the question. I can go to another thing. Also, like, what's new? I can ask another question related to what's new. So we have to pay attention to something important. It's not just about speaking like correct English. No, it's about speaking healthy English. Now, okay, what's the difference between healthy and correct? Now, first, correct, that means there's no mistake. So not making any mistake. That's correct English. But healthy English, that means the English that you use nowadays. It's not always I'm going to tell you how are you and all of these things. No, I can say how are you. I can say how is it going. I can say how it's up. I can say a lot of things. So here, if we're talking about speaking English is about being healthy, being like fluent. So when I speak to you, I speak with like that nowadays English. So we're talking about nowadays English. By nowadays English, I mean like the English that we use now, okay? So when I speak English, as I said, it's not about like the same typical thing. What's that? Like I don't say, for example, I meet Muhammad, so I say, Muhammad, how are you? So Muhammad, okay. Suddenly, so he said, I'm fine, thank you. So, Muhammad, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. So it's not, this is somehow robotic things. I'm not a robot, okay? You know, if I'm a robot, so what's this? Like, hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. So it's typical question, typical answer, no feeling, you know? When you start speaking, you start using your own language, you should know how to actually use this language and feel it. By feeling it, like when I say, how's it going, Muhammad? "Oh, I'm fine." So when I say, I'm fine, that means there's something bad. When I say, not bad, so there's something wrong. But I think, I'm great, okay, but I'm doing fine. Pretty good. Everything is going well, you see? So all of these, like, I feel what I'm saying, so I'm very good, so I go very good. When I say, it's like this. Nowadays, it became like this. I say, for example, how are you? So the typical question is answered by the typical answer. I'm fine, thank you. Even if I'm not fine. So that's a problem. So, like, I have to learn how to express my feelings. I need always to update my English with new questions, new answers, and all of these things. How to update my English? I always listen to new English stuff. I always listen to people speaking English, people speaking together in English, and conversations, different slangs, different accents, different things. Meaning in USA themselves, when black American people talk together, different between, like, white people when they talk together, different between them and Latino people, and different. These different accents, different language, and different. So I have to actually prepare myself to understand all of these questions, all of these accents, okay, so I can use it easily, which is, this is what we are looking for, is I speak a language easily. Meaning, okay, now if we're going to answer the same questions we asked you before, now how did you learn to speak fluent Arabic? So how did you learn to speak fluent Arabic? That's a good question. I've learned Arabic. I know how to speak in Arabic. So how did we learn to speak fluent Arabic? Okay. So how can I answer this question? I'm thinking, how did I learn to speak my own language? First, the first thing that I did is I listened. So I listen a lot. Okay? I listen a lot. I listen to what? Okay, I listen to, for example, my parents speaking. I listen to my cousin, my relative, my uncle. All these people are speaking in front of me. I see them and I listen to them. After listening to them more than one time, so I have what? Lots of input, lots of new things. And if you thought about it, now you are speaking in a different way than your parents. Right? Your parents are speaking with a different, not a different language. You all speak in Arabic, of course, you speak in your own language, if it was Arabic, English, or whatever, but they are speaking with a different method. Okay? How a different method? What do you mean different methods? Different methods, I mean that all of you speak in, like, let's say, we were talking about when I say hi, how's it going? So I talk to someone, I say hi, how's it going? What's the meaning of this? Now, as we agree and as we said before, English is an updated language, so I need to use updated information always. Meaning, now, always I try to update myself with the nowadays English. By nowadays English, I mean, like, it's not always a robotic actually English. It's like this: hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. What's your name? My name is, okay. What's your job? My job is, see, so that's somehow like replies, like robotic replies. This is not the deal. This is not the how to speak this language. To speak this language, excuse me, So to speak this language, you need to use like the updated ones. Always to use like the ones that they use now. Like it's not always about I say the normal one and I answer it in the correct way. No, we need to use the updated ones. But the question here is a very important question, which is how? How to use something like this? How to use the updated English like this? Okay, that's an important question we need to answer. Now, so everyone asks himself or herself this question: how? How to use this? Now, by how here, I have to answer more actually sophisticated question. Now, do I listen to enough English? We agreed before to learn correct English, you need to listen to lots of English. So, now, let's first go through the first type of answering questions, which is the robotic type. So, we are like a robot. When I say, hi, how are you? She say, I'm fine, thank you. Let's give an example. So, this is like a robot. You know, that's the robot. So, we're like robots. So, for example, let's say that's an example for speaking. Hi, how are you? Let's say, hi, how are you? So, hi, how are you? How will you answer this question? Hi, how are you? Yes, she would say, It's always the same answer. I talk to you and I say, yes, I'm fine, thank you. I talk to you and I say, I'm fine. Even if I'm not fine. So this is the question. Now, I'm not feeling the language. Language is about like feeling what you're speaking about. Now, because language is not just about speaking. Language is also about intonation. By intonation, I mean how do you speak? So when I say, hi, how are you? So, I'm fine, thank you. See, no feelings. So I don't have feelings with this. I don't have any feelings, you know. You say no. I say, hi, how are you? And you say, yes, I'm fine. Okay, so the question here is how to use our English in the correct way. Like we agree that when I say, for example, hi, how are you? And you say, I'm fine, thank you, it's correct. Technically, that's correct English. There is no mistake. There are no mistakes in this. That's correct. But is it how I should use English? No. Always the problem that everyone comes to me and asks me about, like that person says, oh well, I have lots of vocabulary, but I don't know how to use it. That's the question. How to use your own vocabulary. Instead of answering like a robot, okay, so you say, I'm fine, like this, even if you're not fine. No, let's go for another thing. How to use your own thing. We agreed it's correct. And that's what we'll go with the next slide to tell us. It's correct. But how to actually use it? Now, okay, we need more what? Yes. More vocabulary, more phrases. So more words, more phrases. What do I mean by more words and more phrases? We need to listen more to English so we can speak English like how we speak in the country. Meaning, think about it like this. Now, when I speak in Arabic to anyone, I'm speaking Arabic to anyone. So do I use the same things every time, or every time I try to change myself? Every time I give the answer according to the situation. As we agreed, like for example, when someone asks me, how you doing? I say, I'm fine. Okay. What's new? So I say, I'm doing great. What's up? I'm okay. I'm always giving answers I don't feel. But when someone asks me, for example, what's up? Or what's new? How have you been? What have you been up to? All of these are questions. So when someone asks me these kind of questions, I say, for example, I say, I've been great. I've been working, and I enjoy my work. I've been terrible, very busy the last week. I've been okay. You see? Different intonations. The first one is I've been good. Okay? So the first one is I've been good. Second one, well, I've been busy, doing lots of work. The other one, I've been okay. I mean, not good, not bad. So intonation. Intonation in English is very important. How to do that and how to use my intonation, that's what we're going to learn, inshallah. Now, let's go now and get to know some of the phrases that we can use. Some of the things that I spoke about now, let's get to know them. Let's get to know how to use them. Okay? Because like, this is the English. The English is about this. It's about how to know sentences and how to use these kind of sentences. Okay? Now, so the first question is, how is it going? So that's the first question. It's like this. How is it going? Okay. So how is it going? Now, yes, so an answer here. So I don't say I'm fine. Pretty good. Thank you. So pretty good. Remember pretty? Pretty, we said pretty is equal to what? Okay. Pretty is equal to? Yes. Pretty is equal to? Very nice. Equal to very. Pretty here is equal to very. So this is the idea. And use different English. So 3 here is equal to very. Now we need to go for the next question. Okay. Let's talk about magic words. Magic. You know what's magic? Magic. Magician. Like, okay, when I, for example, I do this and you change. Or anything change. So this is magic. So let's talk about magic words in English. We call them magic words. Why? Because people like to hear these things. Like very much to hear from you these kind of words. That's why we call them magic words. Like for example what? Let's think. Sting. What's that? Yeah. For example when I say, please, thank you. Yes. So after having something done for you, like for example, someone gave you some coffee, so say thank you. Someone gave you some money, say thank you. Someone gave you advice, say thank you. So someone helped you, so someone helped you, say thank you. Someone prepared something for you, so I say thank you. So anything, after having something done for you, so always say thank you. It's a great and magical word. It shows how much you appreciate what he has done, he or she has done. For example, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's put it in a sentence. For example, let's give this sentence. Now, in the sentence here, you will ask him a question or ask him about something. Then he says, thank you. Okay. Like what? Like when I said, yes. How's it going? Yeah, very nice. So he won't ask me about my health. So how's it going? I said, pretty good. Thank you. Pretty good. Very nice. Good. I fixed your car. I fixed your car. So thank you very much. You see? So that's the thing. So fix your car. So your reply always automatically will be what? Will be thank you. Thank you very much. I'll fix your car. Good. So you see? It's a nice word. Shows how appreciated are you. Now, let's go for another word. Please. So, like this. Please. We need to use please. When you ask for something, you use please. How? Let's give an example for something like this. So, how to ask about something and how to tell people please. Let's go. Yes. Could you tell me where the park is? Could you tell me where the park is? She said, yeah, sure. Just go straight. You'll find it on your right. So that's my right. So just go straight. You'll find it on your right. So when I asked the question, I said, could you tell me where the park is? Please, excuse me. It's a nice word. It's a good word to use with people and be polite. Polite. Good. Polite. You see? Number one. Excuse me. So, excuse me. What should I do with this word? Like, when should I use it? Yeah, when you ask for something politely, like someone you don't know, your boss, your colleague at work, all of these people I can say, excuse me. Now, let's give an example. Now, excuse me, could you tell me what time it is? 9. Excuse me, could you tell me what time it is? Okay. Yeah, sure, it's 9:30. Yeah, sure, it's 9:30. So, using my English in a good way. See? So we took today 3 magical words. What are these 3 magical words? They're like this. Okay? Now let's say the first one was thank you. Second one was please. Third one was excuse. So thank you after someone done anything for you, doing anything, or having anything done for you, so you say thank you very much. When you ask for something, please, please. Let's say, for example, could you tell me please where to find whatever, or could you tell me where to find the bus station, please? That's the way. This is the way I use please. Excuse me comes in that beginning. Again, so here please comes at the end of the sentence. Excuse me comes in the beginning. Now let's give an example for this. Can I borrow your pen, please? Can I borrow your pen, please? So can I borrow your pen, please? Very easy. See? Can I borrow your pen, please? That's the question. Please? What can I borrow your pen? It's a question. This is my word, please. Now let's go for another sentence using excuse me. Can we take the same example? Yes, why not? Excuse me, can you lend me your pen? Can you lend me your pen? Okay, so now I use 2 different words. What are these different words? Now, we use borrow, and the opposite of borrow is lend. What's the difference? Now, for example, when I borrow, so for example, like you have this, you have a watch. Okay, you have it. So say, can I borrow your watch? Can I borrow your watch? Can I borrow it? Okay. So I borrow. Now, how about you? You do what? You lend. Very nice. You lend. So borrow and lend. I borrow, you lend. So can you lend me your pen? Excuse me. So you see, this is my vocabulary. This is the magic words. Okay, so I guess like they're pretty clear now. We have talked about 3 magic words: thank you, please, and excuse. Now let's go next. Okay, now let's recap 3 magic words we've learned today. What are they? Thank you, please, excuse. Okay, thank you, please, and excuse. Okay, now so let's go next for the next thing. Now we were talking about how to use my English, updated English in a good way, in a correct way. Let's have more stuff. Okay? So, like what? Let's take this. We said how is it going, and we said how to answer, how is it going. We said, for example, how are you, and how have you been? So, and we need to change between the questions that I have in my life. Now, let's go for some more. What have you been up to? That's the question. What have you been up to? So what have you been up to? So I take, for example, not much. Pretty much the same, nothing new. Not much, pretty much the same, nothing new. So what's this answer? This answer wants to tell you that I don't have anything new. So I have the same life always. I'm not changed that much, you understand? So I don't have anything new. So this is some of like, well, that's one of like the questions that are common now. Common, that means we use them every day and every day. So they say, for example, what have you been up to? So you say, not much, pretty much the same, nothing new. So not much, pretty much the same, nothing. So say not much or pretty much the same, nothing new. Now we have, what have you been up to? Now, both questions, like here we said, the first question, what have you been up to? And here the same question, what have you been up to? Both of these, they want to ask about your updates. Very nice. What have you been up to? I'm asking you about your updates. I'm asking about what's new with you. Meaning, I'm not asking you, how are you? I'm not asking you about your new stuff. No. What are the new things with you? So that's my question. So my question here is related to the updates, the things that you do every day and the things that you've been doing recently. So also I have what's up and what's new. So also these, I can use them in like speaking normally with people and others. Now let's go next.